some breach nut draws, but that was kind of it, right? We beat Lurrus, Lutri, Lurrus, and lost to Lurrus. I don't know. Something to think about. I kind of liked our list, though. I thought we did some pretty cool things. That's a lot of Moxen, but they are down to 4. No, I think they should ban Black Lotus, but I appreciate your thoughts as well. Good try, chat. You did your best. I think I'm gonna just jam this Ancestral and see if I can't find a way to stop this Lurrus shit from happening. I didn't have to kill their Ancestral off. I chose to. Could have been a mistake. But I'm like less concerned with like the Lurrus bobble thing than them just drawing 3 cards right away. Could be wrong though. Or we get to brainstorm next turn if they don't have a Pyroblast, which they might have a Pyroblast. Alright, well we have a bit too many of a lot of things. We just kind of needed some Moxen. Obviously, we don't have very many Moxen, but we're just like a little far behind because of the Moxen problem. So next turn, I think what we want to do is play our Scavenging Ooze and eat. Oh, well, that's going to be a problem. I'm going to say play our Scavenging Ooze and eat some things. We also have the ability to just play our Leovold. Repeal. I guess we just don't have the ability to do shit. So obviously this Leovold doesn't really stop the baubles thing. And now our Ooze doesn't actually stop the bauble thing either because there are 2 baubles in the yard. It's possible I was just too greedy on forcing Ancestral and I should have just forced Lurrus. I didn't think our draws would be this bad though. Like if at any point we drew an Abrupt Decay, that would be pretty good. But we didn't, that didn't happen either. Like we cast Brainstorm and Ancestral and kind of bricked off. I just assume our opponent will eventually have like a Pyroblast or something for this, but this island is like really prohibiting for our Scavenging Ooze plan. I really dislike this stupid island. Alright, so it's Sprite Dragon PO again. Target themselves, so I haven't really stopped that whole problem yet. And the Sprite Dragon definitely makes my natural order plan less good. I don't really know if I'm gonna be able to win this game. I think I just fell like a little bit too far behind. Like I can get a collector oof off of this Screen Sun Zenith, but is that like good enough? Doesn't really feel like that's gonna be good enough. Talarian? Pio? Pio doesn't do anything because of Leovold. But it does make the Sprite Dragon really big. So I'm gonna have to draw the black. I'm gonna have to draw the Abrupt Decay for the Sprite Dragon, basically. I have to draw an answer for the Sprite Dragon. We can only natural order for Progenitus or Archon of Valor's Reach, and neither of them are going to beat the Sprite Dragon right now, unfortunately. Opponent just has Force of Will, so we were just like a little too late on all the things that we were doing. The Sprite Dragons are so good when I'm not playing Pyroblast. Maybe I need to have more Abrupt Decays in my deck. We already had Oof and Leovold in play. Like, they cast Pio and drew 0 cards. They were completely locked out of doing anything except for making their Sprite Dragon bigger, which unfortunately was good enough because we did not have an Abrupt Decay, right? So that's just kind of how it rolls sometimes. I know, wish I just didn't have like these shitty lands in my deck that were not good. And just change up the game plan a little bit. Take out some of the delve elements and try to focus on this stuff. But like, we just didn't see what we needed to see off of our 6-card draws, so happens. I didn't actually want to play the fetch land. Oof, there it is. I might want to misstep that one, but I'm kind of more interested in misstepping like swords or seal or something. I'd love to. I guess I don't really need to draw another land here because I have a Narset. I got a lot of Force of Wills in my hand, so feeling pretty good about this classic bug draw. Ah, yes, Pio. Give me the Pio. And this is why Breach is better than Pio. I don't know if I like actually want these Force of Vigors in my deck. I really just don't actually. Like, I was thinking about this beforehand. I was like, maybe I don't actually want Force of Vigor in my deck. Doesn't actually seem good in a world of Lurrus, I don't think. Rip. Chalice on the draw. Decay, Tarmogoyf, and an Elite Ancestral. I don't think I can pass this hand up, but I'm not going to be surprised if we die on turn 1 and feel real sad about our lives. Ah, yes, we died on turn 1, chat. Yeah, classic Pio. I don't think I can put this one back, but it does feel pretty bad to lose on turn 1 with it. I mean, Lurrus is probably the least important part of this deck. In fact, Lurrus is probably prohibiting this deck from playing better cards. I think that the Lurrus Breach deck is broken in half because Lurrus actually makes that deck stronger. Oh. Yeah, it's good. I think like the bigger problem is Breach. Lurrus is a little like, I don't know. Its interaction with Black Lotus is annoying. It's like still not as annoying as someone like casting Ancestral on your upkeep on turn 1, I think, but I don't know. I think it's overplayed on how good Lurrus is in Vintage, but it obviously is a very, very strong card. Yeah, I'm like bored of the Breach deck is what I'm really bored of. I really like I can play like I think Lurrus only improves the Breach deck and maybe the Bug deck, whereas I think like the Pio deck is worse with Lurrus and the Jeskai deck is like kind of the same. Oh, I don't know about these cards. You try. I think we're dead though, so I don't know if it matters very much. I still think this card is like not as good as people think it is in Vintage, even though it is very good, very, very good. I think it's like oversold. Like people on Twitter are talking about how like Lurrus is better than Ancestral, and I don't think that's like remotely true. I don't think it's even close. Like I'm still getting people overselling it here on me, and I don't know. It's kind of weird. Blue Tree is definitely more interesting and more fun than Lurrus, that's for sure. I don't think the Lurrus subgame is annoying. I think the Lurrus subgame is kind of interesting. I don't know if you met my opponents, Rodrigo. My opponents always have Ancestral. I don't think Lurrus is like good enough to be complaining about always having it. That's my biggest problem. It just doesn't seem like it's like so good that it's, I don't know. I don't know. That's just how I feel, obviously. People feel other ways. Like, I'm gonna lose this game, and it's not gonna be because of Lurrus. It's gonna be because of paradoxical outcome. You know? Like, opponent's gonna top deck a paradoxical outcome, and I will eventually die. That's why I will lose this game. But like, the Lurrus didn't really, I don't know if the Lurrus matters at all. But I do think that the Lurrus makes the Breach deck very, very good. I think the way Lurrus interacts with Breach is insane, and that deck is problematic, probably. I agree. I definitely agree that PO has outclassed Gifts Ungiven. That's definitely an agree in my mind. Okay, what do I want to do with this line? I'm on a clock here, but if I can natural order an Archon against instance, I shouldn't be able to lose the game. The problem is, opponent can easily be holding up Hardcast Force, and probably is holding up Hardcast Force. Tarmogoyf is a clock, but it's not exactly a fast enough clock where Merchant Scroll, I could get a Force of Will. Opponent can still cast PO and hardcast Force of Will. So I'm like not really sure if like that's like a line that I want to be doing. I just like am super worried that what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like time walk, draw a land, natural order, get it forced, and then feel really stupid. But I don't really know what other options I have. I can't like I guess my other option is like Tarmogoyf go, hope opponent bricks again, and then time walk, which isn't a bad option by any means, but it's like I can't even get Flusterstorm and have it be good. I'd have to have like a Dispel in my deck or something insane. Maybe we just time walk and rebuy, but I feel like time walk needs to actually do damage here. Like the go for gold line is time walk, hope to draw a land, natural order, hope opponent has no counter magic. Opponent having no counter magic would be like, it's feasible, but like unrealistic, right? Uh, I think I'm gonna play this Goyf and feel bad that it's kind of medium as hell. So next turn, if we get a next turn, am I dead? Heal. Okay. Do they counter this Chalice now? Hardcast Force? Oh, chat, we think we got there. I think we got there. It's just slam natural order, right? Or I guess we can time walk. Time walk is, I guess they're both susceptible to Flusterstorm. Not make a 10-10, it'd be make an Archon. It's just gotta be time walk. This is like probably close to lethal, right? Because we just eat something, go to 7, eat something, go to 5, and attack with Tarmogoyf? Maybe not. Doesn't he just seal this? I eat, he goes to 7, I attack, and he has to survive a mana crypt flip? I don't know why he's conceding. It's not lethal, right? Because I eat, he goes to 7, he shoots my Deathrite Shaman. I guess that puts a seal in the yard, which is an enchantment, and a creature's already in the yard, so that's only 6. Goyf will be a 6/7. Goyf is right now a 5/6. With enchantment, it'll be a 6/7. So like he's not gonna. He had Pyroblast and Fetch? Oh, he doesn't have any more Volcanics left. Because he fetched for a Volcanic earlier. So he can't fetch a Pyroblast. I definitely didn't play around Pyroblast. So this still isn't lethal, but it does put him on a lethal mana crypt flip. I can't even draw my next card because Magic Online is Desi. I'm just trying to figure out if this Time Walk line is better than my Natural Order line, and the only real reason would be Pyroblast, assuming that they have a Volcanic, right? I mean, also the fact that I'm putting lethal on the board, I guess. Both lose to Fluster, right? Or not lose, but both are beaten by Fluster in this particular sense, and then Time Walk is beaten by Pyroblast only if they have another Volcanic. And I think that because he has Seal and I'm not guaranteed to put lethal on the table, I'm not 100% sure on what's correct here. I don't think I was thinking about Pyroblast, and I should have been. And if opponent had just not fetched a Volcanic here, then I would have just gotten wrecked by a Pyroblast, right? So I probably should have gone, I think because with respecting Pyroblast off of this Delta, we should have gone for Order Archon, I think. That's my way of looking at it anyways. So I think we chose wrong. Even though this line is good too, like Time Walking with a Goyf and a Deathrite Shaman is obviously strong. I feel like opponent could have like Seal-fired my Deathrite to start the last turn, at the end of last turn, and I think that would have been reasonable. I guess like they're holding it for like an oof, right? But I don't know if an oof matters that much, right? Does an oof really matter when you have 5 basic lands? I really like that the Chalice baited the Force of Will. That was really good for us. Huh. Okay, interesting. I'm gonna go check to see if